Today I'm asking a question. Do tarantulas feel? There are this is the debate amongst tarantula keepers, to handle or not to handle. And like there are two sides. One is that the spiders don't get anything from being handled. If you handle a tarantula, um, it it can't become affectionate. It can't be tamed. It's not a domesticated animal, and it causes stress. And there's lots of problems to with handling. Um, the thing is though, I've looked and I cannot find anything but anecdotal evidence either way. So I'm really not sure anyone's done any kind of experiment in the feeling. But I don't want to handle my tarantulas. Um, Most of my tarantulas are New World tarantulas. I've only got two Old World ones, and the New World ones that irrigate hairs, and I've never been haired. I don't want to be haired, and um, my Old World tarantulas are obviously bitey, and I don't want to get bitten either. Um, so I've only handled my tarantulas um, three times, and each time it was because the spider had either escaped or made a mad dash for it during a rehousing or something, and or just being like completely non-cooperative. Um, and I've had to handle them. Um, like I might have been able to find another solution, but in the sort of moment that I had to think, I decided the easiest solution here is for me to handle this spider. Um, so the ones that I've handled is Olivia. Olivia escaped, and I handled her during the process of putting her back into her enclosure. Um, Tasha, I have handled when I unboxed her. She um, made a mad dash for it, and was running all over the table, and I had no time to think. I just had to catch her in my hands as quickly as possible, and then put her in her enclosure as fast as I could. And the entire experience is quite terrifying. Um, and then the third time, no, it's four. Okay, so the third time was when I was initially housing Zuzu, my Indian ornamental, my porky. Um, and Zuzu made a mad dash up and down my arm. I didn't really handle it. It was a mad dash. And then he went straight into the enclosure. And then the fourth time was more recently when I was rehousing Opal, my Colombian purple starburst Pamphobetus. I think that was Pamphobetus. Yeah, when I was rehousing her, I was trying to get her onto a lid that I was holding, so I could just sort of gently place her in. And I was using like a box and a catch cup, and it wasn't happening. And in the end, I ended up having to sort of put her on my hand, and she was on my hand for about a minute. I lowered her into her enclosure. She wasn't very happy. She did do threat posture. So I sang to her for a minute, and then she lowered her legs, and then she went into a new enclosure quite easily. So those are the only times I've ever actually handled my tarantulas. So I was trying to think, how can I conduct some sort of experiment to see if tarantulas feel if I'm not going to handle them? So I had an idea. And I thought, I can talk to them. I can't. My friend had asked me, like when I told him the story of, excuse me, of Opal being on my hand and singing to her. And he said, I didn't realise they responded to music. I was like, well, I don't think they do. And I've been looking into it. And again, I don't think I've seen any kind of evidence that they do. So, that's how I'm going to do it. I am going to have 2 spiders, identical egg sac, identical species, obviously. And one, I will, one, I'm like not really going to talk to. It will be kept in the same place as the others, as like control. Because I do talk to them. So I won't be talking directly to this spider, but it will hear sounds. The spider who I'm going to talk to, I will serenade. I will be speaking specifically to this spider, and what I'll do is I'll speak to it away from the other spiders, and then like just put it back in general sort of storage, and then just like monitor. And again, I think to the first molt is a decent period. I'm just going to monitor like the difference in them. If I notice any behavioural changes, like would one greet me? What would it do? We're going to find out, and that's the experiment that I'm going to do. I've decided, like, this year, it's going to be a year of experiments. You know, I've got these things, and there doesn't seem to have been that many behavioural experiments done with them. So, why not? Why not use the spiders I was going to have anyway and try and conduct some research and educate myself and whoever happens to be listening. So yeah, I'm probably going to try for a new world species, probably a brachy, even though I know they're slow growers. But yeah, we're going to try this, and we're going to see what happens. And we're going to see if we can maybe record some data, because that would be interesting. So again, if you want to join in this experiment, like, let me know. All you need is, you need like an experiment template so you can write all the information out. Name of the experiment, the hypothesis, how you're going to do the experiment, what equipment you're going to use, what controls are going to be put in place, and what factors could affect the experiment, and then you just sort of write up details. I will do like another video on this at some point where I've done a proper sheet thing. Should probably go make that now.